If you clicked on this video, it's probably because you're struggling with push-ups. Maybe you can't do a single push-up yet. I want to give you some tools so that you can work your way up. I've already done a video with 22 push-up variations, so there's a lot of fun stuff to try. But this video is designed specifically for beginners who are struggling with push-ups. And at the end, I'm going to give you 3 important cues to get your push-ups looking way better. I'm also going to share how you can practice these push-ups, how often, and how many reps in order to get the results that you want. So let's talk about push-ups from your knees for a second. Most people think of this as the natural regression from a regular push-up. While they can be effective, the angle is quite different from a regular push-up. They can actually be quite challenging if you do them properly all the way down with the full range of motion. So we're going to start off with something even more basic than that. You want to try doing your push-up at an angle, and the easiest way to start off is just doing a push-up against the wall. So you can control your angle there. You need to adjust your hands a little bit, and you want to come down as far as you can, but obviously your range of motion is a bit limited for this one. If those aren't challenging enough for you, then you can work your way down onto a bench. Now this makes the push-up a little bit easier, but you're still working the same muscle groups and going through the full range of motion. So the next option is the negative push-up. So in this case, you're basically only doing the lowering action. So you're training those muscles to work eccentrically. And then the hardest part, which is coming up from the bottom, you're not going to be doing that initially. You're still training the muscles to do the lowering action. Eventually, you'll be able to build a little bit more strength to get the push-up. Now for these negative push-ups, I recommend that you do 3 sets of 10 reps. So you're doing 10 negative push-ups, then you're going to rest for, let's say, a minute or 2, because you fully want to recover your strength. You don't want to rush into it. And then you're going to do another set of 10, and then rest again for another 1 to 2 minutes, recover, and then do your 3rd set. One of the things that people struggle with when it comes to push-ups is maintaining their body position. So they don't have enough core strength to hold their body tight. So they're lifting their butt in the air, or they're letting their butt sag down, and that's not good push-up technique. So it might be because you're not strong enough in your abs and back to stabilize. And a good way to develop this and practice it is to do either planks. So you're just doing a plank hold, and you might try doing that for 30 seconds initially, work your way up to a minute. Or you can also do the plank to push-up, because that gives you a little bit of shoulder work. It allows you to practice the stability as you go from the bottom to the top. I really like the way the plank to push-up helps you train your body as you're moving up and down, and that's the difference between just holding a static plank. Now, if you're really struggling to hold that position, you just don't have the strength in your shoulders yet, you can just practice the high plank position. So you're just in the push-up position, and you're gonna do a static hold. See if you can do that for a minute, maybe 2, and then you can gently start to bend your elbows a little bit. So you can actually work your way up into half push-up. So you're only going part of the way down and then back up. And for a lot of people, the half sort of push-up is about the best that they get to. But I want you to be able to train a perfect push-up where you're coming all the way down, leading with your chest, and then pushing back up again. Another option is to try push-ups with a suspension trainer. It's a little bit tricky in that you have to keep your balance. So there's a lot more shoulder stability involved in using the suspension trainer for a push-up than there would be just doing a push-up on the floor. But it's a good way to train the stability at a different angle. So no matter what type of push-up you're doing, one cue is to push through your entire hand. So you want to push out right through the fingers. Try not to roll your wrists from side to side. Sometimes people get wrist pain because of that. So really push the hands flat, push through into the floor, and then use that to drive yourself up. Another thing that's important is focusing on your upper back. So as you're coming down, you bring the chest through, but you're pulling the shoulders back and then forward, back, and forward. So being able to have that shoulder stability is really important for a good push-up. If you find that's the area that you're struggling with, then you can actually do a scapular push-up. So you're holding the push-up position and you're gonna drop down, put the chest down, and then pull the shoulders together at the back. So you're thinking about the shoulder blades coming together and then pushing forward again, and then bringing them together and then pushing forward. So you can practice these 3 sets of 10 reps if you feel that you need some more shoulder work. And the third cue is pushing into your heels and into your feet. So this is part of what we were talking about before with the plank exercise. You want to really focus on pushing through, tightening up the whole body and holding that core tight as you move through the push-up. Now, it's really important not to go crazy with push-ups. You don't need to do them every day. I know some people like to do that as a bit of a challenge. Oh, I'm going to do push-ups every day for a month or something like that, but it's not really necessary. And if you want to develop the strength and the endurance over time to do more push-ups, then it's actually better to take a day off in between. Your muscles are recovering and growing in between, and you're developing your neuromuscular coordination to do that push-up. And that can take several weeks to some months. So at most, do push-ups every other day and give yourself a bit of a break, and try other exercises in between as well. So you want to balance it out. Push-ups are very chest focused, shoulder focused, and you want to do some back work as well so you don't end up hunched forward and tight at the front. No more than 3 times a week for your push-ups. And if you're working on negative push-ups, which I think is the best way to work up if you're almost at the point of being able to do push-ups, then do 3 sets of 10 reps, as I described before, with 1 to 2 minutes in between. Please hit the like button if any of these push-ups tips were helpful for you. Please do leave me a comment and let me know how it's going.